The people I've spoken to in Buffalo fully expect Diggs to show up. Now, that first day of minicamp was tense, a lot of behind closed doors meetings between Diggs and team officials and even Josh Allen, but they believe that at the end of minicamp, by the second and third day, they got out of it in a better place, that it was less tense. And so they're hopeful that that carries over a little bit and that Diggs and Josh Allen are in a good spot. Those two needed to have a conversation. It's my understanding that that has happened and will continue to happen. So they're hopeful that Diggs just had, the Diggs experience was on full display this offseason, but that he'll be ready to ball out. And Nyheim Hines, an unfortunate situation where Heinz, leading up to training camp, suffered a torn ACL on a jet ski incident, got hit by another jet ski in the water off-site. So he could be placed on the non-football injury list, which could jeopardize his salary. Team had big plans for Nyheim. They reworked his salary this offseason. He's going to be essentially the number 2 running back pass catcher. So they're looking at potential options to replace him, could sign some of the workout players that they had in the building today, including former Titans draft pick Darrington Evans.
Interesting. Mina, what does the Heinz injury mean for that Buffalo offense?
Yeah, first I feel awful for him, not just because of the injury. Jeremy alluded to the contract ramifications of having a non-football injury. It's just terrible. For the Bills, Heinz did not produce a lot last year, but I do believe we've seen at points in his career how explosive he can be as a pass catcher. So to lose him is not nothing. That said, James Cook is a very good third down back pass catcher. They added Damian Harris, who I really like as their primary back this year. So the room looks good, but it's a shame that they don't have Heinz.
It is. James Cook's brother's a free agent, I heard. Maybe they look into that. Anyway, RC, what are you watching for this Buffalo offense when they get out there this year?
You know what, I think this is the perfect segue to what I want to talk about. Mina mentioned going out and getting Damian Harris from the New England Patriots. They also add Latavius Murray to that room, and James Cook, who I feel is not only a back who can be your first and second down back, but he can be huge in the pass game as well. They need to use these running backs in Buffalo. Everything became about Josh Allen. And when Ken Dorsey, who was part of that quarterback room, got elevated to the offensive coordinator position, he still coached like he was in the quarterback room. Like he was in the room where he wanted to see his guy get all the praise and he wanted to see his guy do everything. But that's not how you help an offense be great. That's not how you help a team win. They need to run the ball efficiently. They need to be consistent in calling the running plays when they are presented with the light boxes. And I feel like if you can do that and you make defenses prepare for a two-dimensional attack when you're playing the Buffalo Bills, this is when you allow Josh Allen to not only use his arm, but use his legs with being able to use zone reads and some of the options that he can have from the quarterback position. This is about Ken Dorsey taking that next step as a second-year play caller.
You know what this makes me think of, and stick with me here, Ryan. So I'm not a great cook, but I know that if I just add extra butter to something, it's probably going to taste good, so I'll just do it because it's an easy solution. That is what Josh Allen running is like for the Buffalo Bills. Like, it might not be the best for the long term, but in the moment, it just tastes so good, and it's such an easy fix. I mean, you talked about the light boxes, and they faced a lot of light boxes, right? Josh Allen running into light boxes is the most efficient quarterback in football, number 1. When the Bills' running backs last year ran into light boxes, that ranking dropped to 23rd. So when you're Ken Dorsey and you're looking at your play sheet and you're thinking, okay, I know that I shouldn't run my gigantic battering ram of quarterback because he's the most important player in the franchise, but the butter tastes so good. And I feel like it's like hard to quit because it's an easy fix. It's so good. It works so well. It's like you're hooked on it. And I get it, even though, to your point, it's not best for them in the long term.
Yeah, but I mean, Mina is absolutely right. They're going with the thing that they believe works. But I believe long term, when you get into the playoff scenarios and teams are now playing you a little bit differently in those situations, you need to have a team that's competent at running the football through the running back position. And I think you work on those things throughout the regular season. And then in the playoffs, when you have those opportunities, it can pay dividends.
Yeah, because if you eat too much butter, it might taste good, but you have that regret there at the end of your meal/season. So we'll see how the
never any regret.
Never any
regret.
Maybe you just work out harder than I do. Maybe it's that simple.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.